Hi friends, Stephanie here, and I'm back with more movie chatter. And what I have for you today is a list of 10 movies that are turning 50 this year in 2026. So these are movies from 1976, so you don't have to do the math. But the reason I picked these movies is because I find it interesting that we're not hearing a lot about them. Like, there's no hoopla, no big special editions that are being released. What I'm going to show you, for the most part, are the most recent editions that we have of these. And I'm going to start with the first one. I don't have to talk a lot about these because you know them all already. The first one is Taxi Driver, and this is the 4K steelbook that was released on its own. It was never released with a slipcover. It was originally released in 4K in one of those Columbia Classic sets, and I didn't pick it up because I wasn't crazy about the mixture of the movies that they had in that one. But eventually they released this as a standalone, and they only released it as a steelbook. They never released a slipcover 4K. And I haven't heard anything about like a 50th edition or an anniversary edition, so I don't know what they're going to do, if anything, but I'm very surprised because it's a really popular movie. It's a great movie. You guys know it. We love it. And it's just one of those iconic movies. Great role by, great performance by Robert De Niro, and we have Jodie Foster, Sybil Shepherd. I mean, this is just such a great movie from Martin Scorsese. The thing that I'm thinking is that it will probably end up in the Criterion collection with the rest of Martin Scorsese's films, because that seems to be where they end up. So let's hope that this gets a really nice Criterion release to celebrate its 50th anniversary. And the next one, this was the Best Picture of 1976. And of course, it's Rocky. This is my VHS edition. I also have a little box set that they put out for Blu-ray of all the Rocky movies. I believe it goes up to Rocky Balboa. Yeah, it goes to Rocky Balboa. So this was a nice Blu-ray set that they had for a while. This is really nice. This is the this is a little digibook that they had. I think I got it at Costco. And this is the Blu-ray disc, and it has all writings about Sylvester Stallone's process and how he wrote the movie. I believe he wrote this movie in a week, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I remember reading. But it would be really cool if they did like a 50th anniversary and then just took, like what they did with Jaws, take the guts of the digibook and put it in with the release. That would be an awesome 50th anniversary release. And what we do have is, I think it was about 2 years ago, we did get 4Ks for all the films. They did slipcovers and steelbooks. But I haven't heard anything about anything coming this year for the 50th anniversary, which you figure it's a Best Picture winner. You would hope that they would do something. I mean, I could see maybe Arrow Video doing something, or maybe this could probably be in the Criterion collection. I mean, why not, right? It's a Best Picture winner. It's a great movie. I'm not going to get into the whole franchise, but I really like this. This is one of my go-to films. It's one of my favorites of all time. And like I said, 1976 Best Picture winner, Rocky. Now this one just got a 4K release, and it is Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman in All the President's Men. And this is a straight-up drama about an investigation done by two reporters from, I believe it was the Washington Post. It was Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein. And what we do is we basically just follow them as they investigate the Watergate crimes against President Nixon, who was being held responsible for lying about the Watergate debacle as we know it. But if you don't know a lot about Watergate, this might feel very slow and tedious, and you might not understand like who they're talking about, what happened, what's going on. So what I would suggest is, if you want to watch this, a great doubleheader would be put it with Oliver Stone's Nixon. This is a fantastic story about President Nixon. It's a fantastic movie about President Nixon from before he was president. He was elected twice as vice president, twice as president, and then ultimately he fell to his own, I would say, insecurities. And he was the first and only president to resign from office. And I remember being gathered around the TV with my family, actually watching him resign from the office of the president. And at the time, of course, I was too young to realize how significant that was. But this is a major, major story in American history. And the movie is fantastic. And if you want to see how unhinged someone can get, definitely watch this, because it will help explain this. And if you watch this, you'll better understand what it is that they're looking for in this one, because I think that for a lot of people, this one could feel a little tedious. It's a great movie because I understand what they're looking for and who these people are, who all the names are, and how they kind of tie in. But you really have to understand the backstory to appreciate what's going on here. And this is one of those stories between the two that you see history really does repeat itself. So that's all I'm going to say about that one. And what they had before we did the 4K, I'm sure there were other Blu-rays and DVDs, but I had this one. It's a nice digibook, and it is a Blu-ray. It's a Blu-ray disc, but it has nice writings and everything. So this is another case where they could do a really nice edition. They could take the guts of the digibook, put it in, do an Arrow release, or even like, you know, another one for Criterion would be perfect. This one would be perfect for Criterion. And speaking of Criterion, this one just came to Criterion. This is the 50th anniversary of this one. It's a fantastic film from Sidney Lumet. It is Network. And again, we're talking about media. This is like a dark comedy dramedy about a talk show host or a late night show host who is, his ratings are in the, you know, in the toilet, and the company that he works for, they decide that they're going to cut him loose, and he does not play according to their plan, and he kind of becomes just totally unhinged. And when he becomes unhinged, his ratings go through the roof, and he's got all this support behind him. So now the network really doesn't know what to do with him. And this is a fantastic film. I'm so happy that it came to Criterion. I haven't watched the 4K yet, but I've seen this many times. I'm a big Sidney Lumet fan. So if you haven't seen Network, definitely put this on your list. Even if you pick up the existing Blu-ray or whatever, just see it, because it is fantastic. So Network is one. I'm glad that it got... they didn't say that it was like a 50th anniversary edition or anything like that, but at least it came to the Criterion Collection for its 50th anniversary. So Network is the next one on my list. Okay, friends, just a few more and we're going to wrap this one up. And before I go on, I wanted to apologize. I forgot to do this in the beginning. I wanted to apologize for the lack of content. I was dealing with some health issues, and I really, really was not feeling well at all. I needed to rest. I needed to get better. And when I got better and I felt good and I had my footing back, had everything all ready to go, a tree fell on the house during the big blizzard that we had. So that has been an absolute disaster, and we finally have things going in the right direction, trees off the house, and we're going to get it repaired. So that's what's been going on. But going forward, I plan to do a lot more content, because I feel like we really need a distraction from everyday life that just feels like mad chaos every day, and anything that keeps me from doom scrolling, I'm in. So we're going to talk about all kinds of things, because this is what we love. This is why we're here, and I want this to be a soft spot to land where we don't talk about all the negativity, even down to mergers and all kinds of what ifs. Not going there. We're just going to focus on the things that we love. So going back into it, my next pick for movies that are turning 50 that I think deserve a lot more attention than what they're getting is Carrie from 1976. I love this movie. This is so good. And I have watched this more times than I can count. It stars Sissy Spacek and the great Piper Laurie as her mother. And my thing about this one is I was never frightened by Carrie or the supernatural elements and all the craziness that went on. It was Piper Laurie's portrayal of Mrs. White, the mother. She freaked me out. I have never been so unnerved by a character that she just... the way she acted and the way she spoke and the things she did and just her whole presence on screen. Every time she was on screen, I was so unnerved. I found it so unsettling, and she just knocked it out of the park as Carrie's mother. So Carrie's a great one, and this is the Scream Factory 4K Blu-ray edition. There's also a steelbook, and we also got, this is why I don't know if they're going to do anything else this year for this one, because there is a really nice Arrow release that came out within the last year or so, and it's got the Emery case, it's got a book, it's got posters, it's got everything. So I would say between one of these, if you want to pick up something for the 50th of Carrie, that would be a great idea. I kind of wish they had held off on this one and made it a big deal for this year, but they didn't. But at least we have these ones. We have both of those, and like I said, the Steelbook. Now this is another one. I am a huge fan of this one. I see it getting more and more traction. I see more people talking about it, which makes me happy. It's called Alice, Sweet Alice, and this is a straight up 70s slasher movie. The first edition that I had was an 88 Films edition that you can't get. This is way, way, way out of print, but I kept it because it's just a very cool edition of Alice, Sweet Alice. And if you haven't seen this one, it just screams 70s slasher. And what ended up happening is Arrow Video picked it up, gave it a really great Blu-ray release, and lots of special features. They did it the Arrow way. This is a great, great release. Picture quality looks good. And the thing with this one is we have a slasher taking people out, and the only thing we know about the slasher is that they wear this yellow rain slicker, which is why all the yellow with these slip covers. But what they did is, in Arrow's way, they put out a 4K release. It's exactly the same. I think mostly, I think the special features in these are the same. And to be quite honest, I don't know. This actually came in as a review copy, the 4K. I don't think the picture quality is that much of an uptick that it's worth going to the 4K. I would definitely say pick up the Blu-ray. Well worth the pickup. It's an awesome film, and I think if you like 70s slashers, you're going to love it because the vibe is all there, and you're going to see a very, very young Brooke Shields make her big screen debut. But this is a really good movie. I love everything about it. It's a movie that will make you want to take a shower after you're done because it's totally got the ick factor. But Alice, Sweet Alice is definitely one that has gotten a cult following over the years, and the more I watch videos of people, the more I see this showing up, which is wonderful because it's a great, great 70s slasher. And this one, we got a 4K within the year, but it is the Outlaw Josey Wales, Clint Eastwood. And I had this, another digibook. This is back when Costco used to sell these digibooks. They had a whole movie section. They had all these cool digibooks, but I picked up the one for the Outlaw Josey Wales. This is the Blu-ray edition, Warner Brothers. I'm not going to talk about it, but this is a Warner title, and this is the original copy that I had. And then we got the 4K this year. We also got a 4K Steelbook, which is a beautiful Steelbook. And the 4K picture looks very, very good, but if you're happy with the Blu-ray, just stick with the Blu-ray, even just a basic Blu-ray edition. You don't always have to go to 4K. Don't cave to that pressure like some people did. Anyway, this is a great movie. It's about a guy. It takes place like during Civil War times, and he loses his family, and he is out for revenge, if you don't know the story of the Outlaw Josey Wales. This was directed by Clint Eastwood. I think it is one of his best Westerns. I love this one. One of his, I would say his best early Westerns. How about that? But I think this is really fantastic. It was one of my favorites of the ones that were released this year or the past year. Really, really good stuff. So this is what we have. I don't know why they're not making more of a big deal out of this one, why we're not getting like a little box set, even if it's just the film and a little booklet, put maybe a poster, something like that. I would love to see that happen because I think it's so deserving, and Clint Eastwood is he's just an icon of Hollywood, and I just wish that this was getting more attention than what it is. It's kind of silent about it, but at least we got the 4K and the Steelbook. Now this is one. These next three are, the next two are Blu-ray only. I have heard nothing about either one of these, and they're both really, really great films. This one stars Dustin Hoffman and Roy Scheider and Laurence Olivier in Marathon Man. This is a great psychological thriller. If you've not seen Marathon Man, please put it on your list. It's great. Dustin Hoffman plays a graduate student who happens to be a runner, obviously Marathon Man. When his brother is killed by this Nazi who is looking for his diamonds, they kind of go after Dustin. Well, they do go after Dustin Hoffman because they want to get answers to find out what he knows about these missing diamonds. And it is just wild. It's such a good movie. And if you happen to be a person who has a fear of the dentist, if you watch this movie, you'll never go to the dentist again. I can tell you that one. But Marathon Man is awesome, and this is so deserving. I would love to see this end up like in the Criterion collection. I think it would be great. but I have heard nothing about this, not a peep about the 50th anniversary of Marathon Man, and it's a shame because it's a great movie. Okay, this next one is one that I have seen so many times I've lost count, as I'm sure many of you have. It is Walter Matthau and Tatum O'Neal in The Bad News Bears, and yes, it is turning 50 this year. Walter Matthau plays Coach Buttermaker, and he takes on this ragtag team of Little League guys, and he is trying to make winners out of them, and he decides to bring on a gal as a pitcher, and this is just a whole lot of fun. It's a great movie, and I just can't believe that I haven't heard a peep about it. It's turning 50. This is such a great movie, and so many of us grew up with this. If you're in my age bracket or a little older, even a little younger, so many of us grew up watching this, and I would love to see it get just a really fun, something original 50th anniversary edition, but doesn't sound like it's going to happen. And by the way, if you guys have heard anything about any of these movies that I've mentioned, please let me know in the comments, because I look, but it doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that there's not something out there that I haven't seen. But I would love to see the Bad News Bears get something fun for the 50th. There's so many creative things I'm sure they could do. Even put it in the Criterion collection. But this is a classic, and so good and so deserving of some kind of recognition for its 50th. And now this last one is in the Criterion collection. This is a documentary, but this is one that so many people talk about, and they talk about it. It's like one of those movies that once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it is... it's about the Bouviers, who are cousins of Jackie Kennedy Onassis, and it's called Grey Gardens. And it's only 94 minutes, so even if you're not into documentaries, you will appreciate this. Now, I don't know that this necessarily would benefit from a 4K because of the way they shot it. They're following them around with like a camcorder or whatever. I'm not really sure how it would benefit from a 4K, but I would love to see maybe like an expanded edition of this, maybe like an Arrow Video edition or something like that, where they give us like a little box set with a little booklet, things like that, because this is fascinating. You have these two women, a mother and a daughter, Bouviers, living in this old dilapidated house that they have just not taken care of. They're kind of like, they're semi-hoarders. You definitely see there's some sort of mental illness going on there. And these filmmakers just follow them around. And it is one of those things, like I said, it's like a car wreck, but you can't look away. But parts of it are very sad when you think about it in the big picture. But this is one that, even if you don't like documentaries, highly recommend seeing Grey Gardens. And like I said, it's turning 50. I haven't heard anything about it. Maybe they're doing a 4K on Criterion. I haven't paid attention to that much, but I would just like to see some sort of new special features or something to really cast light on this one, because this is a really fascinating documentary. So that's my last one, Grey Gardens. I had to throw one documentary in there because you know I love my documentaries. So those are 10 films that are turning 50 this year that I have heard really nothing about. So I don't know if we're going to be getting anything special. Like I said, if you know, let me know in the comments. I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Lots more content coming. And again, if you like it, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the hype button, all the things that we do. And I'm gonna catch you again real soon. And I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna take the puppies out because they're a little too quiet. So who knows what they're doing. But I'll catch you in the next one. And for now, that's a wrap.